Welcome to All Pro Football Data. My name is Jim Coburn, and today's episode we're talking about George Holani, the running back out of Boise State. We're going to take a look at his production data, athleticism data, and other statistical factors to see how he will project at the next level in the NFL. Holani was second team All Mountain West in 2019 and in 2022. And with all that out of the way, let's get to his production data. So first off, offensive market share production data. If you're new to the channel, new to the stuff that I do, you can pause the video real quick. But this is how he tested in terms of his offensive market share production data. He had a 57 percentile total offensive market share production score, 47 percentile in terms of his receiving market share, and 65 percentile in terms of touchdown market share. These numbers are good but not great. They don't exactly hit the Pro Bowl average or the starter average at the position. They're just a little shy of that. So that's kind of a little concerning for him based on that particular data point. Now, when you look at his efficiency scores, so again, running back efficiency, looking at touchdowns per touch, yards per reception, and touch yards or yards per touch. Based on this data, his yards per touch was below average. His receiving or yards per reception was below average, but he did have a average TD percentage. So his efficiency scores were not that great. They were on aggregate below average in terms of his overall efficiency score. So that was not the best numbers for him over there. Now, when he gets his athleticism traits, this is why I wanted to do this video, because he did test relatively well as an athlete. He had a 88 percentile explosive lower body strength score, his 65 percentile in terms of his speed score, and then, of course, a 35 percentile in terms of flexibility for his size. So in many ways, his data pattern in terms of his athleticism traits is a speed explosion back. Backs that are like this are players like Adrian Peterson. You can also look at a guy like, say, Marshawn Lynch. Those are the types of backs that he tested like. Now, he doesn't have the production of Adrian Peterson or Marshawn Lynch, but athletically speaking, he does have the athleticism traits of those types of backs. So that's kind of a positive for him from that perspective. Now, when you get to his adjusted production score, so this is taking a look at his age, strength of schedule, strength of team. Based on this particular area, this is where he was just not that great at all. He was bottom 10 percentile, bottom probably about 1 percentile in terms of his age score. He's a very old prospect. Again, he was in the Mountain West Conference. He had a All Mountain West, or I should say second team All Mountain West award in 2019. So he's been in college football for a long time. 44 percentile in terms of his MSA rating, and 22 percentile in terms of his pass rating. A lot of that's because of his efficiency scores. So he's a back that, based on his production, based on his adjusted production, there's not a lot of success there for him. So that's the biggest concern with him. Despite how well he tested as an athlete, this is definitely a concern for him. Now, when he gets to his comparisons, so these are all the running backs that tested similar to George Holani based on his overall production traits. Looking at his production, his age, his MSA rating, pass rating, kind of taking all those data points and putting them into one number. This is how Holani tested, and most of the backs here are just backups. Backups to reserve types for the most part. Which should be expected based on his age and based on his production traits. So even though he is a good athlete, he's probably the best athlete out of all the running backs on this particular list, he still has some issues here, in terms of his overall data. Now, in terms of the outlook for him, Holani profiles as a backup to outlier starter long term. Holani has Pro Bowl explosion traits with decent speed, but his production is not indicative of a starter long term. The athletic upside is there with Holani, but his profile never gives consistent contribution. So Holani is that type of player where, such as like a C.J. Anderson, for example, where he has really good athleticism traits, that if he goes to the right team on the right time, he could take that and get some significant starts at the NFL level. But most of those backs typically do that, and then they kind of fizzle out long term. because much of the reasons why their production was what it was continues on at the NFL level. So again, I'm not trying to discount Holani. I think he does have the athleticism traits of a long-term starter at the NFL level, but his production traits are just not getting it done in that respect. And because of that, you kind of have to drop him significantly on your boards because of that particular issue. With all that stuff out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching. You can please like, comment, and subscribe on the channel. It helps the channel out a lot when you guys do that. Share the video with as many people as you can. Helps the channel out as well. Also, consider becoming a patron on my Patreon, which is patreon.com/jcoburn. On there, I post data content like this daily. Also, you can see videos early a lot of times. I'll kind of get those videos posted there as soon as I can, when I, schedule permitting. And then, of course, you can also check me out on X, formerly known as Twitter, where you can get more information about the stuff that I do as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.